Was the music industry of 1985 cursed by demons? In other words, is 1985 the 1974 of the 80s? I did a History in Five Songs with Martin Popoff podcast episode where I cast aspersions at 1974. I've always had it in for that year. I've always thought it was a very strange year, a very kind of down and despondent year for music. And 1985 is striking me that way. John Gaffney and I just knocked off a episode of our Kicked in the Teeth and AC/DC podcast on Fly on the Wall. And the whole idea of Fly on the Wall coming out in 1985 makes perfect sense for calling this year a cursed year. I've always had it in for this year. I've always sort of thought, not great stuff happened during this year. There are a lot of bad vibes during this year. So just to go through it a little bit, in 1985, Whitney Houston's debut comes out on Valentine's Day, and we know she's going to die young, so there's bad vibes around her. There's bad vibes. April 1st, David Lee Roth leaves Van Halen. So that's not a good thing. July 13th, Led Zeppelin does a horrible job at Live Aid. So yeah, bad vibes all around, weird stuff happening, things that people complain about. September 6th, Michael Jackson buys most of the Beatles catalog for $47 million, ticking off Paul McCartney. December 23rd, we have that suicide pact of those two unfortunate young men playing Judas Priest, drags Judas Priest through this whole backmasking and, you're responsible for your lyrics kind of thing. One of them dies later, has painful life after disfiguring himself. And Roger Waters announces he's leaving Pink Floyd. So yeah, a lot of bad stuff happening. Another thing that drives me a little kind of wary, foreboding about 1985. You don't get an album from Judas Priest. They're between Defenders of the Faith and Turbo at this point. You don't get an album from Iron Maiden. They've just got Live After Death during this time. You don't get an album from Metallica. They are between Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets. Scorpions, no record. This is Scorpions embarking on their big decline after the bump they got with Love at First Sting. So now they're going from 84 all the way up to 1988 for Savage Amusement. You don't get a Motorhead album at this point. This is the decline of Motorhead for a little while after the great Another Perfect Day album with Brian Robertson. Black Sabbath is starting on a big decline. A lot of people liked Born Again. We had Ian Gillan in that band, so that was 1983. So after this, just a lot of lineup changes and stuff. Well, the lineup changes have already happened. And no Ozzy Osbourne album. You get the last good Ozzy Osbourne album, and now we're on to The Ultimate Sin, which is not good. And yeah, so what do we get in 1985? What other bad things have cursed at least the hard rock and heavy metal world mostly? I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about here, the classic rock world. January 28th kicks off with Crazy from the Heat, an Abomination from David Lee Roth, a crappy novelty covers EP. Phil Collins issues No Jacket Required, February 18th. Mick Jagger, She's the Boss. March 4th. So we're going through our Rolling Stones. I think I'm a solo artist period. Uriah Heep puts out Equator after two really creditable albums in Abominog and Head First. A lot of people don't like Equator, bad production. Robert Plant loses his mind and gives us Shaken and Stirred. Helix puts out not a great album, A Long Way to Heaven. Megadeth comes out. So this is an interesting one. Because I think, so June 12th, we get Megadeth, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. That album has always struck me as kind of a demon-spawned album, a bad vibes album. It's rough, it's dark, it's murky, it's evil. So I think that's a good harbinger of this idea that 1985 is cursed like demons, just like 1974. Again, go check out my entire audio podcast episode making the case for 1974. Heart puts out Heart, the self-titled, terrible album. Passion Works was amazing. It's actually my favorite Heart album. A lot of people wouldn't agree with me on that one. Cheap Trick puts out Standing on the Edge. July 22nd, so summer of 85, Cheap Trick puts out a crappy album. Dio puts out Sacred Heart, kind of a rudderless Dio album with not great production. It's the final straw with Vivian Campbell, so we're going to lose Viv from the band. So this is a bad vibes year, absolutely in the Dio camp. It's marking a decline after, the absolute beloved well wishes and goodwill that the Dio band built up through Holy Diver and Last in Line. Angel Witch has long been on a decline, but here we have Screaming and Bleeding. Not a great Angel Witch album, not a good production, big lineup changes. Saxon is on a massive decline with Innocence is No Excuse, September 2nd. Rush, October 11th, puts out Power Window, so they're starting this electronic neo new wave period for real, in earnest, in 1985. And it goes with the close as well for Rush. ZZ Top puts out a weak version of Eliminator called Afterburner, October 28th. And then the Nexus date. The Nexus date for probably the biggest hex and spell and occult ritual cast on 1985 by demons who would want to destroy rock and roll comes November 4th, when The Clash put out Cut the Crap, notoriously considered one of the worst albums of all time. Y&T puts out Down for the Count, and UFO puts out probably their very worst album in Misdemeanor, all on November 4th. So there's a trinity of horribleness that goes on, covering very musical platitudes and multitudes and of different kinds of music, all coalescing on November 4th. And then as a hangover ritual, I suppose this ritual lasts for a couple of weeks. We get our notoriously bad album in Twisted Sisters Come Out and Play, which comes out November 22nd. Asia, 3 days later, puts out Astra. And then December 9th, just to cap it all off, we get the abomination known as Club Ninja from Blue Oyster Cult. So November, the occult bad vibes, the telluric ley lines of horribleness pick up, and all of November into December, we've got The Clash, Cut the Crap, Y&T Down for the Count, UFO Misdemeanor, Twist Sister Come Out and Play, Asia Astra, Blue Oyster Cult, Club Ninja. So there you go. There is my proof to you of this theory that 1985 is in fact the 1974 of the 80s. Hope you like the show. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Hit subscribe, all that good stuff. I've to check me out, like I say, I've got the audio podcast as well, History in 5 Songs with Martin Popoff. Check out Grant's channel as well. He's part of the Contrarians here, but he has his own channel as well, Grant's Rock Warehaus. Did a great review of the new Styx album. Go check that out. And martinpopoff.com for your book needs. This big Iron Maiden book behind me here somewhere, Hallowed Be Thy Name, by their name, is out now. That's the Beast edition in the box, in the regular edition. And also brand new, even newer than that, is my Guns N' Roses at 40 book, which is out now. So yeah, maybe let me know in the comments if there's a year in the 90s you think is the 1974 of the 90s. But I think we found the 1974 of the 80s right here. Go listen to some AC/DC Fly on the Wall.